Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Table Talk. I'm your host, Jake Combs, and tonight we have a Renegade Game Studios unboxing for you guys. We have 3 new board games that I believe are already released or currently in pre-order. I'm not certain which. By the time we post this video, we will know for sure, and we will include those details in the description. But as of the time of the filming, I'm not 100% certain. These literally just arrived yesterday, so we are very excited to open them up and share them with you all. So, specifically, we have Birdwatcher, American Psycho, a killer game, and then Wayfarers of the South Tigris. Now, obviously, American Psycho is definitely going to be more for the older crowd, just because of the nature of the game, focusing around murders. So, definitely... even like it does say recommended ages 14 and up, so I'm willing to bet that there's not going to be much blood, if any, in the images that we'll see on there. But definitely with the theme, you want to make sure that you're playing with a more mature crowd before breaking that one open, at least with your family. Like, I know my son's 14, but he doesn't do well with the idea of blood, so this definitely is not going to be a game that's going to appeal to him. But my oldest daughter, she's over 18, and the idea of blood, especially in media in general, doesn't really seem to bother her. So it definitely would be more appropriate for somebody like her. But we're gonna go ahead and save that one to last. That way, if you are a viewer that does not like that kind of stuff, you can feel free to tune out as soon as we're done with these first 2, because definitely we don't want to have the idea of blood or anything like that bother anyone, because I do know that there are people with some sensitivities to that. All right. So, first off, these games were provided by Renegade Game Studios for the purpose of our reviews. Now, in addition to our discussion today, we will be actually doing full written reviews on each of the games. That will be done in the coming weeks. Most likely, I would probably say closer to about a month before we actually have the turnaround on that, just because of how many games it's going to be and how long and how difficult it is to actually get the family sit down together to play a game. Now, we're going to start with Birdwatcher here. Each of these games, are recommended for at least age 13 or older. More due to the complexity, from what I've been reading, than anything else. Obviously this one more because of the graphic nature as well. But my 7-year-old saw Birdwatcher and instantly wanted to play with it, and so let's go ahead and take a look. Now, the folks at Renegade do a great job with their rulebooks. The very high quality photos. Overall, not an overwhelming amount of text on the page as well. And there typically are some inserts as well. This one specifically for other games by Renegade, as well as on the back side, books from Oni Press. So that tells me, because I actually didn't even notice the Oni Games logo on the side of the box, that this game is also designed by Oni as well. So that's pretty cool. Now, on the back, there actually is a list of achievements to earn only if you win, and then you actually can check them off, kind of like playing a video game. So first off, we do have a tray of tiles, each one with different bugs, and then a camera. We have a board called The Clearing, a board called The Academy, and The Jungle. So I take it these are probably the locations where you're actually trying to capture the birds. This is your score sheet, it looks like. Right here we have our larger cards. So it looks like these are basically scoring cards. Now, in the top left, it does say 6 max. I'm guessing that's number of cards. And with there only being 5 of these, makes me think that you can only play up to 5 players. Yep, 1 to 5 players. So, as I suspected. Now, looking at the cards, the imagery on here, they've done a great job drawing these birds. Just a lot of detail on them, and definitely makes it a lot more pleasing to the eyes for the game. We're just going to go through a few of the cards, take a look to see what kinds we have. Now on the back it does show Birdwatchers, and then in the stack we have a lot of different birds. So like right here we have a bunch of bluebirds of paradise, followed by not as many red birds of paradise, western parrotia or parrotia. I'm sure some bird lover out there is going to correct me because I'm pretty sure I screwed that up. A greater bird of paradise. Now this one is a really cool looking bird. Surprisingly, there's actually quite a few of those. Wilson's bird of paradise. Kind of seems like there's a theme here. Broad-plumed Loforina. The King of Saxony. Standard winged bird of paradise. Like the way the kind of the blues coming out of it almost looks like it's like wearing armor. Arfac Astrapia, and this one is actually the least amount of cards for that stack anyway. So here we have just a few more. Black Sicklebill, which is actually most of these ones. The 12-wired bird of paradise. And then we have publication cards. So like one of them is 2 citation points per page with no insect in the preceding 4 pages of your photo journal. So basically it kind of seems like almost like cause and effect cards that can grant or take away points. We have a few more additional birds. Looks like each of these there's only 1 of. So like imposter nestlings, triumphant bird of paradise. That's a cool looking bird. Mysterious bird of Bobero or Bobero. Blood's bird of paradise. Lonely little king. And the wonderful bird of paradise. So a lot of cool looking birds. Some of these I'm definitely going to look up because they, like just the artwork makes them look really cool, and has me curious as to what a real one will look like. And definitely looking forward to playing out the game. Kind of looks like it's kind of a cross between like just enjoying birds as well as trying to set the birds up in a way that you're going to maximize your points as far as like maybe getting bonuses and stuff when coupled with like insects and things like that maybe. Now, Wayfarers of the South Tigris. Looking at the back, I haven't actually read much about this game, but saw an opportunity to play a new game, and I love playing games, so definitely didn't want to pass on that. There's actually a new game coming that are actually already out that has me interested by the name on here. It's Paladins of the West Kingdom. I've never heard of that game, but I do like the look of the art. And then we have Architects of the West Kingdom, Raiders of the North Sea, and Hadrian's Wall. So then we have a bit thicker rule book. Looks like a bit more instruction here. But like overall, the game appears to be more about resource management and kind of navigating the South Tigris and, you know, opening up trade paths and things like that. So here's our first tray of tokens, and then it's actually got some variation on the main one on the back. Same with right here. It looks like each set of these is almost the same. It's just different items in that grid. Yeah, so all of these are exactly the same with that slight variation. So here we have, looks like some of your map tiles. So double-sided, so basically it's set like that, and then do something like that, and then kind of looks like they, like you go from one side and then you flip the whole board over based on the way they look, since they are double-sided and only one piece actually has the ends on both sides. We have a bag of tokens, pieces, different shapes. Not sure what each one represents yet. We have a bag of multicolored dice. So I see 4 colors, so I'm guessing up to 4 players. Yep, up to 4 players. We have 2 stacks of cards. All right. So it looks like these cards right here kind of show, looks like your path, or maybe what your goals are to achieve. And so on the back they all look very much the same, but the cards do have some slight variation as far as what's in each spot. So maybe, you know, depending on, you know, which path you draw will determine, you know, how successful your voyage is. Then there's a bunch of cards with these backs. So these are, looks like, different characters, maybe crew that you pick up along the way. Like we have an invader, an adventurer, astronomer, champion, an enforcer. So it looks like each of them have their different skills: an envoy, farmer, a merchant, a scholar, stargazer, translator, and so on. So a lot of different character types in there. Don't know exactly what they all do for us yet. And then these ones, you know, appear to be like your weather or star base. Some of them have comets, some is a full moon, you know, some different planets that you see. So I'm guessing, like, you know, the planets in the rotation to the sun, you know, somehow affect gameplay or things like that. You know, kind of like, you know, how you hear about Mercury in retrograde or something like that, my guess. And then one for the sun as well. And then we got a couple more of those cards here. And this one is a smaller set. On the back it shows a soldier of some sort, and then we have basically 6 different cards, each with different icons. I'm guessing that these are probably some like negative effects maybe. And these ones look like maybe helping like build the terrain or something, kind of help expand your kingdom. And then these ones all are, looks like map cards. Some of them have X's, some actually, oh no, they all do, just different spots. And then here we have the actual back of the card. I thought this side was the back because they all looked so similar, but that's where they're different, kind of showing where different treasure is. Nothing underneath. Definitely a very interesting looking game. Really looking forward to actually giving this one a try, because for some reason I've always enjoyed those resource management games, even though they tend to be a little bit slower and more dull, especially on the computer. But looking at it, it looks like it could be, maybe where you can kind of work together with other players too. And actually seeing it set up on the back, you can actually see like where you're building your skyscape and kind of your region or your city, and then this is where you're navigating and trading and such. So definitely looking forward to playing that. Now, again, I don't know how much blood or anything like that you might see in here with the cards, just because of the nature of the movie. So we have our rule book. Not nearly as heavy as Wayfarers is, but there are a good amount of words per page, so definitely expecting some complexity. I like that Patrick Bateman's journal is essentially the rule book. Then we have another one of the inserts. This one actually shows a game called Hunger, Hunter the Reckoning, Crimes and Capers, and then Vampire the Masquerade. So some other ones to look forward to. All right. So we only have this one thing of inserts. So we have scenes, rounds, killer suit, leader, Pierce, memo pad with some graphic illustration, a bloody chainsaw token. I'm guessing that basically means someone is killing somebody. And then, okay, so nothing underneath. And so we have some kind of painted versions of scenes from the movie with Christian Bale and some of his lines from it as well, kind of drawn a bit crazily. And then we have rules and reference cards for everybody, including end of game scoring. And then let's open up the last thing of cards for the night. All right. Oops. Plastic gets stuck to my finger, and I hate when that happens. It drives me nuts. Especially since I haven't used any glue today. It's just static electricity fighting me. Okay. So we have, looks like these are asset cards. Portable cassette player, clip-on braces, red silk tie. So there's no actual individual pictures for them. It's the same picture on all of them. This one is basically for the business card and quotes about them directly from the movie. This one looks like different locations of restaurants specifically. These ones are like some sort of like relaxation item. Like we have ice pack, stomach crunches, skip rope, push-ups, basically things to kind of better your health maybe, or your sense of self maybe. Exfoliating gel scrub. There's confession cards. So basically, this one, when played past this turn and ignore murder draws, you can't be targeted by the winner. End of game, discard one victim from your collection of your choice before scoring. There's detective, lawyer, secretary. Now what's interesting is psycho, fiance. These characters, like the way they're painted, are a little bit creepy because they don't have eyes or mouths at all, just kind of like the shadows of them. And so those look like they're different roles. We have, this card was the Fisher account. May play to follow if you can't follow suit. When played, this card counts as a 15 in the lead suit. End of game, gain 3 points for each suit card with rank 15 in your collection. If you have none, lose 5 points. And then these are, looks like items that help you murder people, like polished axe, chainsaw, nail gun, handgun. These are colleague cards. At least, well, some of them are. So these are different people. Police officer, streetwalker, escort, homeless guy, model, security guard, janitor, random lady, college student, Bethany, pop. Okay, so these are different music. So basically, that help you win like additional cards or different kind of boosts. So that's really interesting. Card types. Not really sure how they all kind of come into the game, but definitely looking forward to give this one a try. I have a feeling it's going to be a bit out there as far as one that most people are probably not going to be into just because of the nature of the game, but at the same time though, it's a really popular movie, so maybe there's more twisted people out there than I feel like there might be, so definitely like out of all of them, I think this one looks like it's going to be the most interesting or entertaining to play. Birdwatchers I think is going to be the most family friendly one, and Wayfarers definitely appears to be the most complex, but looks like it will be one that could be a lot of fun, depending on like the actual mechanics of it, how they're involved. So a lot of great things to look forward to as far as those upcoming reviews. But thank you as always for watching. Thank you to Renegade Games for providing us these games for us to review. And again, I know I already said it, but thank you guys again for watching as always. We definitely really appreciate it. But other than that, you guys have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you next time.